Welcome back to Stationeers on Europa. I've run into a bit of a problem, mainly because I need filters, and I don't have any machine to make them, so I'm having to deconstruct the auto lathe and reconstruct the hydraulic pipe bender. However, yes, in order to build this, it now requires multiple stages. So, okay, I need angle grinder, I need 4 cable coil required to continue construction. Why that's grey, I don't know, because I just deconstructed the auto lathe, so there's multiple things here. Plastic sheets. There we go. And a screwdriver. That's it. Hopefully. There we go. Okay, so now I can actually, hopefully, construct a filter. Let's turn you on. Let's go to here. Can I make a filter? There's no way I'm going to be able to make an advanced version of this. I just want a cheap version. I actually need some iron for that. I think I'm going to make 2. That should last a little bit longer. And let's just make that. That should be quite quick. If you're getting to the point where it's going to get low oxygen warnings, and mine will do pretty soon, then you can flush your helmet. So go to your helmet, press the flush button, and it will get rid of everything in your helmet. Not that that is the safest thing to do longer term, but for the short term, I can hopefully survive by putting CO2 filters in here. And I have no place to store. Oh, did I just make another Oh, I just made another hydraulic pipe bender. That's 20 iron. Oh my, I just didn't realize I already have one. Oh. Anyway, we're going to need the auto lathe regardless, because today we're going to have to get further on down. I'm going to have to go and get more coal in a minute. So I started digging down here to get to a region, hopefully, whereby I'm not going to get any voids and I'm not going to get the atmosphere leaving here. You can see it's down at 0 kPa, and if I get towards here, it's nil, because it really is 0 kPa. But other than that, it's drawing in a little bit of gas. Now, hopefully, that's the battery efficiency, if you like. I'm hoping that's relative to the sheer amount of gas available. You know, we want, if there's a very low amount of gas, there should be very little heat conduction and very little problems with our batteries. So I'm going to need to reconstruct the auto lathe now, put it back together again, because I want to seal this passageway in. We're going to head down. I think that's the sort of last level of the tunnel that I want, that block that's partially constructed there. And then, well, hopefully, it's not going to be airtight, but hopefully there is no leak to the atmosphere if I start digging outwards from there. We'll soon see, but that is, so this is sort of ground-ish. 1, 2, 3, 4 down, so 5 down. Well, let's see. Yep, so I'm going to reconstruct stuff. Yay! Okay, so we're going to head outside into the horrible, horrible cold. And it's mostly daytime out here. I'm just going to set up a furnace. Anywhere will do, quick as possible. This will do fine. And it's going to need some bits and pieces. It's partial construction now. In fact, hang on. I may have some iron sheets. Yeah. Do I have the rest of what it takes, though? Is it the welding torch? No, the wrench. Okay. Welding torch. There you are. Good. I don't have to head inside again. Cycling the airlock is annoying. Okay, so the furnace chamber, as we would normally expect from Season 2, we've got an input and an output. I'm just wondering whether it'll actually work without me putting lots of pipe and a passive vent, because I don't have any passive vents. We don't start with them. But why don't we just put the ability to, I don't know, output a little bit further out here so that there is some room for some hot gas to go. And now I'm going to need to, first of all, just put that away, get this changed over to my mining belt, and I'm just going to need to go and grab some stuff, in particular some iron, some coal, and some volatiles and oxides. And it's going dark. Okay. Back when I've got them, and let's see if we can do this the old-fashioned way. Now, fun enough of most things except for oxides, and everything's blue and oxides are blue, so maybe I just haven't found them yet. In any case, I thought I'd give it a try with using atmospheric oxygen, because this is a pure oxygen atmosphere. So can we get a valve plugged directly in? No, it probably needs a pipe first. Okay, so let's just actually put a corner pipe in, and let's just cycle this so it's facing me. Then we'll get a valve. And again, I'm not pressurizing this, of course. This is just atmospheric pressure, but it's should be pretty high. Well, it's 88 kPa. We know exactly what the atmospheric content's like. And then just put in a passive vent on the end, and let's see if this actually works. It may not, in which case I have to go looking for more stuff. But if that's the case, that's the case. And a passive vent needs to be on a block, doesn't it? Oh, so annoying that that is a requirement. It should not be. I should just be able to plug it onto this vent. Like that. That should be allowing me to do it. If I can put this in midair without a block around, I should be able to do it with that. I'm going to have to go and make another frame, I think, and some more iron plates. Let's just go and grab you. And let's see if this experiment works. Close you off. Open you up. And you're full, so I'm just going to turn you off. And I'll just replace my battery in my backpack with the battery in here. There we go. And now let's just see if we can make, I think I've got 8. I want to make electronic printer next, but I need more iron for that. In the meantime, I just want some frames, don't I? So let's just make a couple of frames. Oh, in fact, just one frame at that cost. And then some sheets. So the frame can go in my backpack. And the sheets, I've got one around. Yep. So I'm only ever going to need one. In fact, that should be enough. Yep. Let's go out and finish that off, hopefully. Yep. Let's go and decide where we want to put this frame down. There we go. Yeah, no, come back. Let's put it there then. And I may need to weld this thing first. Let me just get this put away, grab my welding torch. And we shall grab the iron sheet. Weld it up. Come on, I know you can actually go on this thing now. You know, sometimes the bugs in this game, I know this will go on here. Look, it's a frame. You can fit this on a frame. Place the grid. Yes, look. Ah, there we go. Maybe it's just me. Probably was just me. Shh. All right, let's just auto place didn't work. That's the main thing. There we go. We've got a passive vent, which I don't need the frame anymore, so I will reclaim that later. In fact, let's just reclaim it now. I don't need it. Let's see what. I was. What am I doing? What am I forgetting? Angle grinder. Wrench required to deconstruct. Ugh, my head's in funny places today. And let's get rid of the frame as well. All right. Over here. All right. So let's just open this and let's see if that'll allow some pressure in. It will. Oh. All right. So we want to melt the ores first. So I'm going to take a few volatiles and split a few off. And we'll gather some of you. Catch them as they're coming back down. I'm not going to worry about the exact mix too much. I just want to load this in and see if it'll actually fire up. Light off. It will. Interestingly, that's blue. Blue, white. Yeah, that should be more than enough. So let's just feed in coal first. And that should process. Yeah, hydrocarbons. Then we feed in iron. And more iron, and yet more iron. And this should get us a full 200 grams of steel, I would have thought. Let's give it a go. And are you going to give me steel? You will give me steel. Look at that, steel from a furnace on Europa. Much happier now. Even with me forgetting how to use basic things like fingers and hands. Okay, so I'm just smelting up more iron in our arc furnace. There it is. Because we're now going to need to make that electronics printer. The electronics printer will let us go and make something a lot nicer, the stationary battery, because this is incredibly wasteful. We can't take the whole power of this generator, so we'll build something that goes in between. That's just run out of fuel again, and once that is in between, we can then think about well, we don't want electronic control of it yet, but we're going to have that able to serve pretty much everything in here. So I'm going to need to make more cable coil from the electronics printer as well, just so I can route the cables around. It might be nice to move that sort of over there and then feed, you know, some cable this way and have the battery, well, wherever I can fit it, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, the only problem with a battery usually is that do remember that the output of the battery cable coil can be any voltage, so or any amount of power. So if you have lots on the other end of it, that can easily cause burnouts. But we're not going to have that issue for quite some time, I don't think. We're in a little cave in the side of, well, underneath a hill, a little hobbit hole, and yeah, we'll be fine, I think, without the generator. However, on the input side, we do want to think about maybe connecting it probably with the heavy cable coil, as this, I'm not sure how much power exactly this gives out, but I just want to be a bit safer there if possible. And we have enough gold for that. Let's go find a little bit of gold outside. And are you finished yet? No, neither finished. Let's skip forwards. I don't believe I've mentioned enough times yet exactly how much I don't like the partial build system. That's just me. It just seems, it's a personal opinion, it's not to do with the game. It's just one of those things that seems like I'm doing stuff for doing stuff's sake, if that makes sense. Rather than, you know, it has no utility other than slowing you down and adding more components. I'd much prefer adding more material costs to the machines than having to do this thing every time I want to replace a machine. It is going to be something that's just a problem at the early game, of course. These are going to sit in perfect place any other time. So let's just get some plastic sheets. And also, why a welder with plastic sheets? Have you ever tried to use a welder with plastic sheets? I'm not. Well, I know game developers, you wouldn't expect to have to use a welder, but at the same time, good luck welding plastic with a welding torch. Yeah. A screwdriver, maybe that'll do. That's doable, but not a welding torch. Electronics printer on. It's fired up. Oh, good. So let's have a look in here. Can I make my battery in here? I really hope I can. Yes, kit battery, and that requires gold, copper, and steel. Steel. Let's put the screwdriver away. Copper and gold. So I'm going to need to go and cook smelt some more copper and gold. I need 20 gold and 14 copper. I think I've got enough in my other belt. There it is. Oops, no, that's my right hand belt. Let's just grab you and let's split you in half. Okay, and drop one half, and then how low was that? Let's just split you in half as well, and in half again. And one more. Was it 14? I think it was 14. Was that a power low? It was a power low. As I went outside, it's back to nil temperature in here now. Oh, actually, I may need more. Anyway, let me just replace the power by turning on the... I'm going to need some more fuel. And there's my copper. I'm going to need some more fuel for the furnace, for the generator. 1 second. And with that done, we can start the battery printing. Assuming I press the right button. Battery. And I don't know if this has multiple build states, but I'm going to leave this electroprinter alone, assuming that it does. No, we're not going to smelt it down. Stationary battery, there we go. So we've got an input and an output. Our input can be on either side, so maybe if we can consider it sort of around here. No. The only other problem with the battery is, well, first of all, it's good that it doesn't have multiple build states at the moment, at least as far as I'm concerned. However, the bad part is I can't get to the I can't get to the switch. The switch is on the other side. 1 second, let me just deconstruct that and move it. There we go. I'm going to have to turn that the other way around, aren't I? So how am I going to get to the back side of this in this room? Where can I actually put this, I wonder? Probably going to have to deconstruct that generator anyway, so maybe I can get to it on the other side if I deconstruct the generator. Okay, let's give that a go. Yep. And let's grab some of that coal back out of there. Put it over here somewhere. And do you have multiple build states now? Let's try. Nope, you don't appear to. So that's going to be essentially our input to the rest of the system for the moment. And that means I can probably think about putting the generator around here. I just need to access the power ports and the input. Power goes at the back side if I go that way. And maybe that'll do. Can I access the back port if I just grab that coal again? Whoops. Only problem looking in small spaces. The motion system, where did that coal go? Did I put it in my backpack? No. Where did my coal go? I've forgotten already. Maybe it went down the trap? No? Okay. I'll assume it's okay. I'll just dig out a little bit more and I can get to the slot. There we go. So yeah, that's the data port. Don't need that. Do need the battery port, and where can we put that down? Battery. Can I get past it if I build it here? It's going to need to be on a block, isn't it? Yeah. One of those things that needs to be on a block. I tempted to dig out that area, but just the likelihood of me rupturing the air seal in here, and it's 210 degrees. The rupturing the air seal in here is quite high. So what I may have to do is think about putting it somewhere else. 1 second. Yeah, I decided to risk it. It paid off. It's not too bad. So I'm just going to grab this, put some cable back in there. I think I've got some more cable now. Yep. Let me just get those stacks together. And I'm just going to move this arc furnace forwards. You'll see why in a second, assuming that I can get the right thing. Yep, and do you have build states? Hopefully not. Let's just... Is that the right way around? Yes, it is. Good. Only problem is going to be that output, but I'll fix that again later. I can always move this back one. And then around the back here, we've got access to the generator, which I can turn on. And that's now charging the battery, which I put where the generator was, with one cable coil, being ultra economical there. And then we're just going to take a cable straight out of there. When I say straight, well, we're going to use a corner, but straight-ish. And then I'll come up and over the top. I think I'm going to rejoin it around about there instead of going down here. And that should save me a little bit of cable. And we'll just reformat that to a corner there. And then we'll go back to a junction here, I think. There we go. And now we can come over the top. I'm not obstructed from the rest of the base when I'm actually trying to head down these staircases. And that should just be a double corner now, I think. Corner. 1. 2. And then a straight piece. Good. I think we're largely done with with a much better way of storing power. It's also in here, which is 0 kPa at the moment. It's a little bit, it says 66 degrees, but that it's just so low at actual pressure that, you know, that doesn't really apply. I very much hope. This is going to charge now, and our generator is out, but you can see our battery is holding some of that power, and let's hope that continues. Yeah, so that's pretty good. I got around to the back of it, of course, just before I built this. I can just get around back and just click on the button, so that's going to work quite well. And from here, now I can then start thinking about the rest, including powering this airlock. I was really out of cable coil, and I need to make more, which is why I've got an electroprint here. I have 9. I think I'm going to relocate that console to that, because we're going to put maybe an active vent here, and I'm going to need a gas sensor, which I already have. I think I've got that in one of the lockers. Are you in the other locker? No, you have a backpack maybe? Yeah, so if we put... where's our output power? There. So we can probably come in through this wall and build our gas sensor here. We can put the active vent on the other side, another active vent, just like that one, but this one is going to be electronically controlled. And do remember, this is the external door, not the internal door, because we want this kept to vacuum, and then when we leave, it'll pressurize to 100 kPa and we'll be able to get out. So, yeah, that's quite important. Anyway, that's pretty much it for today's episode. I've got a fair amount of rearranging done. We've got a furnace up and running, and that means we can use free oxygen from the atmosphere, as opposed to Mars, where we get free carbon dioxide, to basically burn stuff. So the only thing we actually need to continue is volatiles. And I found, well, right outside my base, there's a huge patch of volatiles, so I don't think we're going to be short of those for any time. If you've seen anything in this episode you want to comment on, or if you want to have any ideas about what we do with here, again, I'm going to probably just start trying down there to excavate out now. We can put a ladder up this side, but do remember the top ladder piece is still dangerous, so you may want to think about otherwise. But of course, we can use propellant to get up and down. It won't run out for some time yet, but do remember you probably need to, be able to refuel that eventually if you keep on using that kind of approach. And then we'll be able to build a true underground base. Once I've built out down there, we'll be able to start moving stuff from up here down there. We'll just need a fairly long stretch of cable, or we'll need to move the generator and battery down there, and then a long stretch of the lighter cable, which is probably a better approach, I think, and leave this as a small lobby area that, ooh, you're nice and charged now. Good. I like that. And that's still got 2. So, yeah, quite happy. All right, so I'll leave it there for this episode. Feel free to like, subscribe, share, as you normally would. Leave comments. And as always, guys, thanks for watching.